The classic sci-fi series Lost in Space, which aired from 1965 to 1968, captured audiences' imaginations with its futuristic adventures and unforgettable characters. But nearly 3 decades later, what happened to the stars who brought the Robinson family to life on screen? From career highs and lows to their personal journeys, this article takes a deep dive into the lives of the Lost in Space cast as they stand in 2024. Leave a comment below and let us know which story resonates with you the most. Guy Williams, born Armando Catalano on January 14, 1924, became an icon through his portrayal of Dr. John Robinson, the intelligent, brave, and resourceful father of the Robinson family in Lost in Space. At the age of 41, Williams captivated a loyal fan base with the character's intellect and courage. Williams began his career as a model before transitioning into acting, gaining fame in the 1950s for his role as Zorro. However, following Lost in Space, his career declined, with no significant roles to follow. His personal life was also tumultuous. Despite marrying Janice Cooper and having 2 children, their marriage ended due to his dedication to work and eventual withdrawal from Hollywood. In the 1970s, Williams relocated to Argentina, where he remained beloved by fans, but grew increasingly isolated, distancing himself from his family. Tragically, he passed away alone in his Buenos Aires apartment on April 30, 1989, from a brain aneurysm at the age of 65. Williams left behind a legacy marked by both success and solitude. Mark Goddard, born Charles Goddard on July 24, 1936, was just 29 years old when he took on the role of Major Don West, the brave and skilled pilot of the Jupiter 2. With his handsome looks and charisma, he quickly became a fan favorite on Lost in Space. However, his career faced challenges after the show, as he struggled with being typecast in similar roles. Goddard's personal life was equally tumultuous. He experienced 3 marriages, first to Marcia Rogers, then to actress Susan Anspach, and finally to Evelyn Petzik. Only his last marriage did not end in divorce. He had 3 children, but his relationships with them were often strained, especially during periods when his career was in decline. In the 1980s, Goddard transitioned to teaching special education, finding purpose and fulfillment outside of acting. Despite his efforts to reconcile with his past, he openly expressed regret over missed opportunities and unresolved family issues. Mark Goddard passed away on October 10, 2023, at the age of 87, due to pulmonary fibrosis. He is remembered as a man who faced life's challenges with quiet resilience. Dee Hartford, born Donna Higgins on April 21, 1928, in Salt Lake City, Utah, grew up in a conservative Mormon family that struggled to understand her artistic aspirations. Blessed with natural beauty, she began her modeling career in the late 1940s and earned the title of the Perfect Girl in 1952. Hartford later transitioned to acting, appearing in popular shows like Batman and The Twilight Zone, though her acting career never reached its full potential. At the age of 25, she married renowned director Howard Hawks. While their marriage was glamorous on the surface, it was plagued by disagreements and Hawks' infidelity, ultimately leading to a bitter divorce in 1959. Hartford's journey was marked by both brilliance and heartbreak, leaving a legacy of elegance and ambition that endured despite her struggles. After her divorce, Dee Hartford fell into a period of emotional turmoil and financial difficulties. In 1965, at the age of 37, she appeared in Lost in Space as Vera, an android searching for humanity, a role that mirrored her own journey of seeking meaning and connection. Despite her confident on-screen presence, Hartford's off-screen life was overshadowed by depression and health issues. She withdrew from Hollywood after a brief career, living in isolation and struggling with declining health in her later years. Hartford passed away on October 21, 2018, at the age of 90. Sheila Allen, born on February 2, 1929 in New York City, brought life to the character Aunt Gamma in Lost in Space in 1966, at the age of 37. As the wife of renowned producer Irwin Allen, Sheila's career initially showed promise, with numerous roles in her husband's projects. However, their marriage was less harmonious than it appeared, marked by frequent disputes over Irwin's controlling nature. Sheila longed to have children, but endured multiple miscarriages, a profound sorrow that strained their relationship further. Professionally, Sheila struggled to establish her own identity, often overshadowed by her husband's fame. In her later years, she battled pulmonary fibrosis, a disease that claimed her life on November 15, 2013, at the age of 84. She is remembered as a resilient woman who faced life's challenges with strength and grace. Michael Rennie, born on August 25, 1909, portrayed the enigmatic keeper in Lost in Space at the age of 57. With his commanding presence and acting pedigree from films like The Day the Earth Stood Still, Rennie was a perfect fit for the morally complex role. However, Rennie's life mirrored the isolation of his on-screen character. A childhood marked by a cold and distant father left him with lasting emotional scars. While his career earned acclaim, his later years were marred by declining opportunities, worsening health, and the collapse of 2 marriages. Rennie passed away on June 10, 1971, at the age of 61, due to an aortic aneurysm. He left behind a legacy of admired performances tinged with the quiet melancholy of an unfulfilled personal life. Marcel Hirsch, born on April 23, 1908, played the eccentric and resourceful junkman in Lost in Space at the age of 59. A German-born actor who fled Nazi oppression, Hirsch reinvented himself in Hollywood, carving out a niche with his distinctively German-accented voice and vibrant energy. While he found success on television, with roles in shows like The Twilight Zone and Hogan's Heroes, his personal life was marked by tragedy. His family in Europe endured immense suffering during World War II, a subject he rarely spoke about, carrying with him the survivor's guilt throughout his life. By the 1980s, Hirsch lived a reclusive life in California, seldom appearing in public. He passed away on January 1, 1988, at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and a life shadowed by the weight of history. Alan Melvin, born on February 18, 1923, brought authority and gravitas to the role of Cloudo in Lost in Space. Known for his deep, commanding voice, Melvin enjoyed a decades-long acting career with standout roles in The Phil Silvers Show and All in the Family. Despite his on-screen success, Melvin's personal life was tumultuous. He married Amalia Faustina Cero in 1944, but their marriage was strained by his long absences for work and his battle with alcoholism. The couple had 2 daughters whom Melvin adored, yet he often felt he fell short as a father due to his workaholic tendencies. Although his career was prolific, Melvin frequently found himself typecast in similar roles, leaving him with unfulfilled aspirations to tackle more dramatic characters. His later years were marked by personal hardships, including the loss of his younger brother in World War II and his battle with throat cancer. Melvin passed away on January 17, 2008, at the age of 84, due to cancer. He is remembered for his professionalism, dedication, and the lasting impact of his memorable performances. Jonathan Harris, born on November 6, 1914, brought the cunning and scheming Dr. Zachary Smith to life in Lost in Space, 1965-1968, at the age of 51. Growing up in a working-class Jewish family in the Bronx, New York, Harris endured a shy childhood and ridicule for his heavy Yiddish accent. This motivated him to perfect a refined English accent, which became his trademark. Although he earned a pharmacy degree to please his parents, Harris pursued his passion for acting, enduring years of financial hardship. His breakthrough role came later in life, fueling his fear that his career had peaked too late. Harris married Gertrude Bregman in 1938, and while their marriage endured, it was often strained by his career frustrations and their inability to have children. After Lost in Space, Harris became typecast in similar villainous roles, leaving him discontented with his career trajectory. He spent his final years living quietly in Encino, California, and passed away from a blood clot to the heart on November 3, 2002, just days shy of his 88th birthday. Harris is remembered for his unforgettable performances and the distinctive charm he brought to every role. Fritz Feld, born on October 15, 1900 in Berlin, Germany, portrayed the humorous and flamboyant Mr. Zisch in Lost in Space in 1966, at the age of 66. Forced to flee his homeland due to the rise of Nazi Germany, Fritz rebuilt his life and career in Hollywood, becoming a well-known character actor celebrated for his comedic roles and signature pop sound effect. Despite his cheerful on-screen demeanor, Feld's personal life was tinged with sorrow and hardship, contrasting sharply with the joy he brought to audiences. He married actress Virginia Christine, and the couple had 2 sons, Stephen and Danny. However, their marriage was fraught with tension due to Fritz's perfectionist nature and frequent absences for work. Both sons struggled with mental health issues which deeply affected Fritz. Feld also carried the unspoken pain of losing family members during the Holocaust, a grief he rarely shared publicly. In his later years, he faced loneliness following Christine's passing in 1996, which led to depression and isolation. Fritz Feld passed away on November 18, 1993, at the age of 93. The exact cause of his death remains undisclosed, but he is remembered as a resilient and talented figure whose personal sorrows contrasted with his joyful on-screen persona. Albert Salamy, born on March 11, 1928, in Brooklyn, New York, left a lasting impression with his role as Alonzo P. Tucker in Lost in Space in 1966, at the age of 38. Salamy's life was a complex mix of professional success and deep personal tragedy. Known for his intense acting style, he received critical acclaim for his performance in The Brothers Karamazov. However, he often found himself typecast in rough and violent roles, limiting his career's trajectory. Salamy's personal life was equally tumultuous. He was married twice. His first marriage to Peggy Ann Garner ended due to his volatile temper and infidelity. His second marriage to Roberta Pook was also fraught with tension, despite having 2 daughters, Catherine and Elizabeth. Financial difficulties and declining health weighed heavily on him in his later years. Tragedy struck on April 22, 1990, when Salamy, despondent over his failing marriage and waning career, killed his estranged wife before taking his own life at the age of 62. His story remains a somber reminder of the struggles that can lie behind a successful facade. Leonard Stone, born on November 3, 1923, brought wit and cunning to the role of Ferrum, a scheming circus owner in Lost in Space, at the age of 43. Coming from a working-class background, Stone worked tirelessly to pursue his dream of acting, despite facing numerous rejections along the way. His marriage to actress Lucille Lure was fraught with conflict and ended after 15 years, leaving their 2 daughters, Diane and Laura, caught in custody battles. Stone's career, including notable roles in Willy Wonka and The Chocolate Factory and various Broadway productions, showcased his talent, but a lack of consistent roles led to financial struggles. Later in life, he endured the heartbreak of losing his daughter Laura to illness and fought his own battle with cancer. Stone passed away on November 2, 2011, just one day before his 88th birthday. He is remembered for his resilience and brilliance, shining brightly even in the face of adversity. Don Matheson, born on August 5, 1929, played IDIC Alpha 12, a loyal and powerful android in Lost in Space, at the age of 36. His commanding presence in the role reflected his ambition to succeed in Hollywood, though his journey was anything but smooth. Initially pursuing a career in law enforcement, Matheson eventually transitioned to acting, a decision that caused friction with his conservative family. He married actress Deanna Lund, whom he met on the set of Land of the Giants. Their marriage was tumultuous, marked by jealousy and frequent arguments, ultimately leading to divorce. The couple had one daughter, Michelle. Matheson struggled to break free from the shadow of his sci-fi roles, which limited his opportunities for significant parts later in his career. He passed away from lung cancer on June 29, 2014, at the age of 84, leaving a lasting mark on the science fiction genre despite the challenges he faced. Robert Fulk, born on May 5, 1908, portrayed KM, a gruff and stern character in Lost in Space, at the age of 59. Known for his authoritative presence, Fulk was often cast in strong, confrontational roles, serving as an imposing figure opposite the Robinson family. Growing up in poverty, Fulk took on various odd jobs to support his family during the Great Depression. He married Alice Frost, and the couple had one daughter, Barbara. However, his demanding work schedule and frequent absences strained their relationship. While his career peaked in the 1950s, Fulk faced health challenges and financial instability in his later years. He passed away on February 25, 1989, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy of powerful performances that often went underappreciated. Warren Oats, born on July 5, 1928, played Jimmy Hapgood, a rugged and independent character in Lost in Space, at the age of 37. With his natural charisma and rough-hewn looks, Oats stood out in roles that required strong, distinctive personalities. Born into a working-class family in Kentucky, Oats struggled with self-esteem and a stutter during a challenging childhood. His career included critically acclaimed performances in The Wild Bunch and Badlands, but his personal life was marked by turmoil. He went through 3 marriages, with his second ending after just 2 years due to his temper and heavy drinking. Oats had no children, a regret he admitted later in life. He faced numerous setbacks, including a serious motorcycle accident that left him with a limp and a near financial collapse in the late 1970s. Oats passed away from a heart attack on April 3, 1982, at the age of 53, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances and a life of both brilliance and struggle. Royal Dano, born on November 16, 1922, played Major Domo in Lost in Space at the age of 43. Raised in a poor rural community in New York, his challenging childhood fueled his ambition to become an actor. Dano began his career in theater, and his distinctive voice and commanding presence quickly made him a familiar face in Hollywood, particularly in westerns and horror films. His portrayal of Major Domo reflected his natural charisma, but Dano's personal life was fraught with challenges. His tumultuous marriage to actress Jeanette Rosen ended in divorce, and he struggled with alcoholism, which strained his relationships and took a toll on his health. Although his career reached impressive heights, Dano faced difficulties securing steady work later in life, leading to financial struggles. He passed away from a heart attack on May 15, 1994, at the age of 71, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances that highlighted his unique talent and resilience. Michael J. Pollard, born on May 30, 1939, portrayed the enigmatic character known as the Boy in Lost in Space from 1965 to 1968, at the age of 26. Growing up in New Jersey, Pollard was drawn to acting from an early age, but his journey to Hollywood was anything but smooth. His unconventional appearance and youthful demeanor often typecast him in supporting roles, preventing him from achieving leading man status. Pollard's breakthrough came in 1967 with his role as C.W. Moss in Bonnie and Clyde, which earned him an Oscar nomination. Despite this success, his career experienced highs and lows. His stint on Lost in Space was brief, and while he carved a niche in supporting roles, he never reached the pinnacle of stardom. In his personal life, Pollard had several relationships but never found lasting happiness. His marriage to actress Lita Barron ended in divorce, and they had no children. Throughout his life, Pollard struggled with alcoholism and dissatisfaction with his career trajectory. He passed away from cardiac arrest on November 20th, 2019, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy of distinctive performances and a career that, while impactful, often left him yearning for more. Michael Ansara, born on April 15, 1922, in Syria, portrayed the powerful and calculating character, the ruler in Lost in Space, in 1966, at the age of 44. His family immigrated to the United States when he was young, and his challenging upbringing inspired Ansara to pursue a career in acting during the 1950s. He gained fame for his iconic role as Klingon Kang in Star Trek. While successful on screen, Ansara's personal life was filled with heartbreak. He married 3 times, including a highly publicized union with actress Barbara Eden, with whom he had a son, Matthau. However, their marriage ended after a decade due to emotional distance and the growing fame of Eden. His second marriage to actress Jean Byron also ended in divorce. In his later years, Ansara battled Alzheimer's disease, which severely affected his memory and communication abilities. He passed away on July 31, 2013, at the age of 91 due to complications from the illness. Ansara is remembered as a talented actor who brought depth to his roles and left a lasting impact on the entertainment industry. Gerald Moore, born on June 11, 1914, in New York City, played the enigmatic Morbus in Lost in Space in 1966 at the age of 52. Moore's career began in radio and film noir, where he quickly gained recognition for his deep, resonant voice and emotionally charged performances. Despite his professional achievements, Moore's personal life was fraught with challenges. He had a brief marriage to actress Anne Robinson, which ended due to his emotional detachment and long working hours. As the popularity of film noir declined in the 1960s, Moore struggled to find suitable roles, and his ongoing battle with alcoholism exacerbated his difficulties. His health deteriorated rapidly, and he passed away from a heart attack on November 9, 1968, at the age of 54, just 2 years after his role in Lost in Space. Moore left behind a legacy of memorable performances and a voice that remains iconic in the world of classic cinema. Malaki Throne, born on December 1, 1928, played a cunning and opportunistic thief in Lost in Space at the age of 37. Known for his quick wit and resourcefulness, Throne's life, both professionally and personally, was filled with striking contrasts. His early career in theater and film consisted of steady but unremarkable roles, until he had the opportunity to shine in a recurring role in Lost in Space. Despite his career success, Throne's personal life was fraught with challenges. His first marriage to actress Janet Zish ended in a bitter divorce after a few years. He later remarried actress Kathy Throne, but this relationship also faced significant conflicts. The pressures of fame and the turbulent political climate of the 1960s and 1970s further complicated Throne's life. In his later years, Throne's career declined significantly, with fewer roles and growing frustration over the evolving nature of the entertainment industry. He passed away on March 13, 2013, at the age of 84 after battling lung cancer. Throne is remembered for his talent and his ability to bring depth and intrigue to his characters, even as he faced challenges in both his personal and professional life. Henry Jones, born on August 1, 1912, portrayed Jeremiah Smith, a calm and nurturing character who brought wisdom and guidance to the chaotic world of the Robinson family in Lost in Space at the age of 54. In contrast to his gentle on-screen persona, Jones's life was marked by hardships and personal loss. Growing up during the Great Depression, he faced significant struggles, including losing his father at a young age. Although he became a respected actor, Jones often found himself overshadowed by bigger Hollywood stars. His personal life was equally challenging. His marriage to actress Carolyn Jones was tumultuous and ultimately ended in divorce. In his later years, Jones faced numerous health issues, including complications from a fall, which ultimately led to his death. He passed away on May 17, 1999, at the age of 86, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and kindness that stood in stark contrast to the personal difficulties he endured throughout his life. Mercedes McCambridge, born on March 16, 1916, portrayed Sibylla, a wise and composed character in Lost in Space in 1966, at the age of 50. Renowned for the depth and insight she brought to her roles, McCambridge won an Academy Award for her performance in All the King's Men. However, her personal life was marked by tragedy. Raised in a strict household in the American Midwest, McCambridge endured loneliness and isolation during her childhood. She married 3 times, with her first marriage to actor Robert Gist ending after the devastating loss of their son shortly after birth. Her second marriage to director William Phillips also ended in divorce. McCambridge struggled with alcoholism and depression for much of her life, but maintained a legendary career in acting and voice work. She passed away from natural causes on March 2, 2004, at the age of 87, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and extraordinary talent. Struther Martin, born on March 26, 1919, in Indiana, portrayed the eccentric Narum in Lost in Space in 1966, at the age of 47. A versatile actor, Martin became well known for his distinctive voice and quirky roles in films such as Cool Hand Luke and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Despite his on-screen success, Martin's personal life was tumultuous. He was married to actress Rita Ehrman, and the couple had 2 children. However, their relationship was strained by infidelity, ultimately leading to divorce. Martin also struggled with alcoholism, which took a toll on his health and career. He passed away from a heart attack on August 1, 1980, at the age of 61. Martin left behind a legacy of unforgettable performances, marked by both his exceptional talent and the personal challenges he faced. June Lockhart, born on June 25, 1925, was already a seasoned star when she took on the role of Maureen Robinson in Lost in Space at the age of 40. She brought warmth and resilience to the role of the mother, building on her previous acclaim from iconic performances in Lassie and Petticoat Junction. However, her personal life was not without its struggles. Lockhart married Dr. John F. Maloney in 1951, with whom she had 2 daughters, but their marriage ended after a decade. Her second marriage to architect John Lindsay also ended in divorce. Despite personal challenges and facing age-related biases in the entertainment industry, Lockhart persevered with grace. Now 99 years old, she lives a quiet life, occasionally making appearances at events celebrating her illustrious career, which continues to inspire generations. Bill Mumi, born on February 1, 1954, was just 11 years old when he charmed audiences as the beloved Will Robinson in Lost in Space. With incredible talent, Mumi quickly rose to fame as a child star, but this early success came at a cost. Despite his achievements, transitioning to adult roles proved challenging, leading to a career lull during the 1970s. Music became a sanctuary for Mumi, though the instability of the industry brought financial difficulties. Married to Eileen Joy Davis since 1986, he found solace in family life, raising 2 children, Seth and Liliana. However, the pressures of his career sometimes caused strain at home. Over the years, Mumi struggled with self-doubt and battled alcoholism in his 40s. The death of his close friend and co-star Jonathan Harris deeply affected him. Now 70 years old, Mumi continues to work occasionally in the entertainment industry, finding peace in music and sporadic voice acting roles while embracing the quiet joys of family and creative pursuits. Angela Cartwright, born on September 9, 1952, brought creativity and vibrancy to the role of Penny Robinson in Lost in Space at just 13 years old. Despite her radiant on-screen presence, Angela faced challenges growing up. Born in England and immigrating to the U.S., she navigated cultural differences and the pressures of being a child actor. After Lost in Space, her career experienced ups and downs. She eventually found a new passion in photography, which became a fulfilling outlet for her creativity. Angela married Steve Gullion in 1976, and they have 2 children. While their marriage faced challenges due to career-related pressures, they persevered. Now 72, Angela focuses on photography and writing, finding satisfaction in reflecting on her life and career while continuing to inspire others through her art and storytelling. Marta Kristen, born on February 26, 1945 in Oslo, Norway, portrayed Judy Robinson in Lost in Space at the age of 20. Orphaned during World War II, she was adopted by an American family, experiencing a tumultuous childhood. While Lost in Space marked the peak of her career, Marta struggled to break free from the typecasting associated with her role. She married twice. Her first marriage ended due to irreconcilable differences, but her second brought much-needed stability. Now 79, Marta lives a peaceful life in California, occasionally attending fan conventions and reflecting on a career that, while memorable, never fully reached its potential. Rita Shaw, born on September 13, 1912, portrayed Clara Sims, a warm and nurturing character in Lost in Space from 1965 to 1968. Despite a childhood filled with hardship, Shaw overcame these challenges to build a successful career in theater and film. Her personal life, however, was marked by tragedy. She endured several failed marriages, including one to actor John Hodiak, who died suddenly in 1955. Without children, Shaw often struggled with loneliness and battled depression throughout her life. She passed away on January 8, 1982, at the age of 69, leaving behind a steady career in the arts but a private life marked by sadness and unfulfilled aspirations. Who is your favorite character from Lost in Space, 1965, 1968? How do you feel knowing that many of the cast members have passed away? Don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments below.